guys, it's Phoebe here from Little Grey Box with Matt behind the camera. And on this channel, we share with you all of our experiences and tips to help you travel well. And in today's episode, I'm going to be sharing with you some of our favorite things to see, do, and eat in Singapore. Now you guys, I used to live in Singapore and my family still do, so this video is extra special for me and I am really excited to share those insider tips with you. Now, if you don't already, be sure to subscribe right now so you never miss a single episode. Let's dive right in. Now you guys, Singapore has an epic fine dining scene and it is incredible. You can go to some amazing restaurants, but my favorite place to eat has to be the hawker centers. And I gotta tell you, if you go to Singapore and you don't eat at a hawker center, you didn't see the real Singapore. Now there is no shortage of great dishes to try. The list is endless, but I'm gonna have to recommend you try things like rojak, popia, Hainanese chicken rice, roti prata, char kway teow, carrot cake, which is not a cake and contains absolutely no carrot, and so much more. You could just eat your way through the island and never eat the same meal twice and be very, very happy. I love the East Coast Lagoon Food Village and the Maxwell Food Center. Lau Pa Sat is also a great one for anybody staying in those central kind of CBD locations, and you have to check out their satay nights where they shut down the street and you get to run out there and eat satay. It is absolutely delicious. One of the best ways to see Singapore is from above, so you want to try and get yourself to a great rooftop spot. This is going to help you get a better understanding of where everything is located and give you a deeper appreciation for the island and just how beautiful and unique Singapore really is. Now, two of my favorite hidden spots have to be Pinnacle at Duxton and the Orchard Central Roof Garden. You might also like to end your day at Faber Peak with some drinks, watch the sunset, and go for a little evening stroll along the Henderson Waves. Now, my family and I used to live out at Bedok, so we developed a real love and appreciation for the East Coast Parkway. Now, let me tell you something, when I talk to travelers who are going to Singapore, most of them tend to spend their time in those kind of well-known, built-up city areas, which is fantastic because it makes the ECP a great hidden gem for the kind of intrepid adventurers who like to dig a bit deeper into a destination and have those locals experiences. There is a lot to see, do, and eat out of the East Coast Parkway or ECP, you guys. You can hire bikes and ride along the waterfront. It is gorgeous out there, and a lot of people don't know that Singapore has beaches. There are so many great neighborhoods to explore in Singapore which show different parts of the country's unique culture and history. And one of my favorites has to be Little India, so be sure to pop that on your itinerary. Now, in terms of food, Komala Vilas has to be number one. I love it there. Their food is so good. I lose my mind for their masala dosa with all the dipping and it's just amazing. Now, you want to take a bit of a wander through Little India, check out the arcade. There are some great shops and boutiques. You can have some henna done, of course, and there are a couple of amazing temples out there that are just stunning and well worth visiting too. Tiong Bahru is another one of Singapore's really cool neighborhoods with a really interesting history. Built in the 1920s, it was actually known as the Den of Beauties, as a lot of locals would house their mistresses here. You have to eat at the Tiong Bahru bakery. It is iconic, and there are some other really cool hipster cafes out there too, which are perfect for lunch, brunch, and breakfast. And be sure to check out the Tiong Bahru market. The kaya toast and kopi peng there are just delicious. When most people think of Singapore, they have to be picturing Gardens by the Bay. Now, I'm going to be really honest with you, and I'm going to say that I thought it was going to be super touristy. Even now, when I go back to Singapore, I think, it's really touristy. I've done it. I don't think I'm into it anymore. And every time I go back and I do it again, because even though it's a major tourist attraction, it is awesome. And I love nature and plants and gardens and all that kind of stuff, so it really appeals to me. Matt and I absolutely love wandering through the cloud forest. It is so beautiful, and the flower dome is stunning as well. We try to time our run to visit in the late afternoon so that once the sun goes down, we can head over to the Super Tree Grove and catch the incredible light show. Matt and I took a trip to Singapore to do some filming for Singapore Airlines, you guys, and they lined up a tour for us with the guys at Monster Tours. I'm gonna be honest, I was like, I've lived in Singapore, I've seen it all, I've been to all the food spots, I know everything there is to know, pretty much a local. and I was totally and completely wrong. Our tour guide from Monster Tours was amazing, and it was a real unexpected highlight of our trip. Even though I had lived there, he took me to places I didn't know were there. We saw things from a different perspective, and I learned so much more about Singapore's history than I had ever known before. Not only that, but when we went to the food spots, he ordered dishes that I just never would have thought to order. Since first opening, Jewel and the iconic rain vortex out at Changi Airport have become somewhat of an internet sensation. And again, this is something I didn't think would live up to the hype. I'd seen the photos on Instagram, I thought, you know, I know how photographers work. I know that you can shoot from certain angles and make things look better than they are. But we got there and I was blown away. It is just stunning. So if you are visiting Singapore, you have to check out Jewel and the Rain Vortex. If you are thinking of checking it out and you're a little bit confused about where it is, don't worry, I have got you covered with a really great, really detailed guide, including a map on our website. We'll have that linked below for you. Chinatown is another one of Singapore's must-visit neighborhoods, but I'm going to be really upfront with you. There are a few spots that are very touristy. There's kind of a main arcade mall area where you get there, and it is going to be lined with loads of really touristy trinkets and that kind of stuff. You want to dig a little bit deeper to get the full Chinatown experience. Now, the first thing I'm going to recommend you do is check out the Buddha Tooth Relic Temple. It is so beautiful inside there, and if you're lucky, the monks will be there doing some chanting. If you get that experience, it's fantastic. And then of course, wander into the Maxwell Food Center so that you can try some pork rib and barbecue and dumplings. It is just amazing. I visited quite a few zoos in my time, you guys, but the Singapore Zoo and Night Safari are something else, especially the Night Safari. It is fantastic and an absolute must-do experience for anybody visiting Singapore, especially for the first time, especially if you love animals and especially if you have children. They have some great shows, but what you also get to do is jump in these little buggies and drive around, and you have somebody there guiding you, pointing out all the different animals. If you can't get out for the Night Safari, the Singapore Zoo itself is fantastic. They have a great approach to conservation and education, and it's well worth looking into just how much they do to benefit wildlife the world over. Have you ever thought about visiting Singapore? Maybe it's on your travel wish list, or maybe you visited in the past and you have some great food and activity recommendations of your own. If you do, let me know in the comments below so I can check them out and we can share them with others, you guys. If you are planning a visit to Singapore, we have a wealth of free travel guides just for you. If you liked this video and found it useful, be sure to book your next adventure in Singapore or anywhere else in the world using our affiliate links. Matt and I will earn a small commission at no extra cost to you. That brings our video this week to a close. I really hope you enjoyed it and got some great tips. Now, if you don't already, be sure to subscribe right now so you never miss a single episode. Have a great weekend, and I will see you next week. Love ya!